I just wanted to thank you, Noom. I wanted to say it's been a pleasure being able to talk to you and being able to discuss things and being able to be in your presence at this moment. It's been some time, hasn't it, my friend, the Noom? I've gone through a lot of changes, I guess. Changes that were unexpected upon themselves, new, scary, and yet something that has given me strength to go forward in myself, around myself, and yet I'm still faced with challenges that are afoot. And the thing that I am trying to focus on is to be able to, I guess, maintain and sustain life of not taking it so seriously, stepping back and just smiling at this experience. It's almost as a joke to be forced to do something when there's nothing to actually force somebody to do, when there are systems that promote that, but yet those systems have been set in regards by standards, and standards can be changed, rearranged. And at the same time, it still begs the question of how much of a human experience and what kind of human experiences lie within this experience of this version of life, of this moment where you're forced to act a certain way so that essentially you can please everybody. As in, that's kind of what I see the law as. They're trying to please everybody. And yet, the saying goes that you can never please everybody. I wonder though, can't you please everybody? There are ways to do it. I mean, if you see money, the toll of money, and you see that it's essentially used to get food and a place to stay, and everything else of that is a bonus. So it's, you know, if all the money got put towards building a building where the food grows year round, it might not be the perfect solution, yet it would be a step towards a life where if you're hungry, you just go to the place where they have that food and you can eat. No money necessary. Like a life where you kind of basically wake up whenever you want to, so you stay your natural clock and go out and learn a skill and contribute to society in ways of just, you're going to go stock the store or you're going to go build the building today. And then all the experts come together and they word things. And anytime you have any experience in something, you become one of those experts. And so all the experts word whatever it is, and then they present it to the world, and the world votes on it. That might just be my dream and my goal in life to work towards. And at the same time, that's not far-fetched in any way, shape, and form. You know, that promotes so many things. Like, just so many things. It's almost uncanny, though, where just by growing or developing a building where you can grow the food year round and have it to where it's just the local food at first, and then you expand it to the world's food. How many jobs that just created right there? How much, energy and effort would that take to actually give humanity a place to focus their energy? Like, if you take humanity as a person, and that person has so many thoughts and so much to think about, or what it is, they have no focus. And because they don't have no focus, then there's no drive, in a sense, without it being sporadic and everywhere. And so I feel that if humanity actually started the project of growing the food in a building year round, it would bring everybody together. It would bring the world together. It would create a goal and a direction and a focus point for the world to stop fighting amongst mundane things that are just outdated upon themselves, that are essentially killing the world and us, making everything extinct, making it more challenging to live, and forcing everybody to survive. So there's good there. There's good that there's that direction to go towards, that there's that something where there's this understanding that, like, what am I trying to say? The thing of that humanity has and can have, like, a purpose of being able to focus into actually not fighting amongst each other. If God exists or doesn't exist, it comes down to what doesn't make a difference if God exists or not, when man plays God all the time on this planet. Yet they don't say that, you can't, like, they have a challenge with that. They want to blame, and instead of just recognizing that they're God acting on this planet, sure, we can say that humans are asking for God and always to show up and stuff like that. Yet, do they listen when God does show up? Quintessentially, the ultimate God or form of God, or that of what a God spark is, in a sense, is everything being looked at once, or finding the magic in it, and that the bad or the good of it. There's not a word that actually describes what God is. And yet, every word describes what God is. Even if we just say that's what the universe is, even if we say that's what the understanding is something of something, it's just another way of saying life happens and life goes on, and yet life is always expanding, never ending, and always beginning. And possibly that's what God can be. I don't know, Moon. My friend the Noom. It's nice to be able to talk like this. I feel so much inner peace, so much clarity, focus, and determination. It's nice to be able to connect with nature and in of its many forms, because I don't know, at the same time it seems almost like nature is only thought of as plants and animals, something of earth, something within earth, something of the elemental kind of things. And yet, what's the difference of space nature or the nature of anything else? Because if there's water out there, such as the ice or what it is, then there's nature taking shape and taking fold. Maybe that's what God is. Maybe that's what God can be, truly seen as and understood, that God is nature. And nature can be anything. The animals, the plants, life events, experiences, going off of the nature of man. But what a kicker it is. And yet, how to say that simply, how to say that in a way that to those that are simple-minded, that can be said of the mainstream, the ones that are semi-afraid and fearful of change or that of the unknown, so they cling and they claw at the unknown, they cling to the known, and yet they don't realize that they're sinking to the bottom, holding onto that rock, gasping for air, when all they have to do is let go and set themselves free from their thoughts of what appears as harmony, almost the melody of a tear drop forming, cascading down the horizon, when parallel to the vertical stare. Who knows? I don't know. And yet, I want to know what I do not know, so I can know, so I cannot know what I do know.